Hello, do-it-yourselfers. Today we are painting a 6-panel door by hand, that is with a paintbrush, not finger painting. First thing we will need is a good quality soft bristle brush like this Purdy Nylox here. Make sure it is dry from its previous use and has been kept in its wrapper so it has maintained a nice shape. We will also need a high quality trim paint like this urethane trim enamel by Sherwin. This door is a good one to teach on because the design from the factory has the proper pattern already built in. Some doors are totally smooth like this one, but you always want to follow the pattern that we will be using today when brushing a door. Other doors have a heavier texture like this one here, which will help camouflage subpar technique. So if we were thinking about purchasing some new doors and finishing them ourselves, but are newer to DIY type stuff, this may be the perfect type of door for the project. The hardware like the handle and deadbolt should be taken off, and then I like to wedge the door so it doesn't move in a position that allows easy access for the painting to be done. Make sure the door doesn't have any surface dirt laying around on it, and then we are finally ready to start using some paint. It is best to start by painting the panels. When doing this, paint the panels in sections, doing the most inset part first. Paint the section with a smooth and light touch using straight and long brush strokes. Start with the brush precisely on the corners so your brush strokes line up with the natural pattern of the door. Once the outside of the panel is done, move on to the square or rectangle flat panel in the middle. Also, when doing this, use a light touch with gentle, smooth, long, and straight brush strokes. We paint the door in this order because if you finish with the inset piece, your bristles will run up on the flat panels and pull some of the paint back off, ruining your coverage. And also, depending on how dry the paint is already, it can also cause a flash. Once all the panels are done, I move on to the rest of the door. Here is a close-up of me painting the middle rail, or the rectangle that is in line with the handle, more or less in the middle of the door. We want to start the brush precisely lined up with the edge of the panels. This door is nice and has a line built in, but that is not usually the case. A good brushstroke technique is important for a good finish and good coverage. This factory primer was very yellow, so it is a minimum of 2 coats. However, if you do not have a very good brush game, it will take 3 for sure. This is about all the technique there is for painting the different parts of the door, but there are a few additional tips. If you are going to get a drip or a heavy when painting a door, it will most likely be in a bottom corner of a panel, so keep an eye out for that. Once you are done painting the door, do not close it for a while, it needs to dry. This does seem obvious, but even when it is dry to touch, it still needs more time. Waiting several hours to close the door is a good idea. This door in particular is exterior, so it has weather stripping that really creates a snug seal. It is even more important to give it plenty of time to dry before closing it. A door like this will lock fine with the weather stripping removed, so it is not a bad idea to leave the weather stripping out for a night. The last tip for today is to keep leveling up your house.